Hello, I'm Sally Stanton and welcome to Snacks and Suitcases, the podcast packed with tips, tricks and real-life stories to make travelling with kids of all ages a whole lot easier and way more fun. And guess who is on the pod today? One of the most recognisable children's entertainers in the whole wide world. It's Emma Watkins, aka Emma Memma.
Mom, can I pack all my teddies?
Okay, let's get started. Today's guest is someone your kids absolutely adore. And let's be honest, you probably do too. It's Emma Watkins, or rather Dr. Emma Watkins, since completing her PhD. From performing to packed audiences all over the world to becoming the first female wiggle, Emma has completely reshaped children's entertainment, blending music, movement, ballet, Irish dancing, and importantly, sign language. And since 2022, she's stepped into a whole new chapter with Emma Memma, connecting with kids in a way that's joyful, inclusive, and genuinely meaningful. For the best part of this year, Emma Memma is on the Jungle Picnic Tour of Australia. From Tasmania to the Northern Territory, she's everywhere. In this episode, Emma joins me from Adelaide to talk life on the road, life on tour, what it's really like travelling with 45 suitcases. Who in her family is the real boss on tour? And you've got to hear the packing hacks. Oh, they are good. Emma also shares behind-the-scenes stories from her time on The Amazing Race, reveals a few surprising skills, what she's actually terrible at, if you can believe. Emma's warm, funny, and an absolute delight to chat to. We have a lot of fun. Take a listen. Dr. Emma Watkins, welcome to Snacks and Suitcases.
Thank you so much. I love snacks. And to be honest, I have a lot of suitcases, so this is perfect.
Oh, great. Well, I want to get to all of that in this chat then.
Yes,
but now,
we
Emma,
must.
Last time we met, you were on the precipice of handing in your doctorate. And now you've done it. Now you're officially a doctor. Yes, congratulations.
Thank you. Is that how long ago since we met?
I think it was,
It feels like a while. I mean, I'm so grateful that the PhD is finished, but it's so nice having the time now to then use that research in what we do, and I think that's the best part about it being finished.
Well, for those who don't know, what did you do your doctorate in?
I studied creative integration and artistic creative integration of sign language for children and screen media. So whether that was an integration of visual movement or dance or film editing and all of those elements put together.
Wow. And now you're a doctor. It must feel so good. It must feel so good.
I think, I'm somebody who's done a thesis that hasn't done any publication. So my work actually is not publicly available. And so I guess the next step is deciding which parts of the PhD I should publish or how do you present those to people outside. But to be honest, I feel like my PhD is public because my work with Emma Memma is that. But to be honest, there's a lot of stuff in the PhD that people haven't heard about yet. So I'm excited to slowly release that to everyone.
Yeah, I was going to say, isn't that kind of what you're doing with Emma Memma?
Yeah, and to be honest, we're so lucky that we have a physical output and presentation of those findings, but we get to see children pretty much every day of the year and in big groups, which is lovely, and doing our shows and live performance for preschool audiences really does give you great feedback about whether or not the research is correct or not.
Oh, wow. And that's what you're doing currently, right now. You're in the middle of the Emma Memma tour.
We are doing 40 cities as part of our tour, and we've done 4 cities in the last week, so we've got 36 to go. But
no way.
It's exciting because you feel more into the tour once you get halfway, but we have lots of other events that are around the tour, but we will do probably about 150 performances this year. So that's the biggest and the most amount of performances we've done for Emma Memma to date.
Oh, gosh. So where are you right now?
I'm in Adelaide. So I'm between Adelaide and Mildura.
Are you in Sydney anytime soon? Which is where I am.
We're coming to Sydney in June. And I think we're all looking forward to it. Most of our team is from Sydney and they're excited for their families to come to the show too.
So when you are traveling on tour, what is life like? Is it just constantly going? Is it airport, hotel, stage, repeat?
Yeah.
It is.
It's all that. And to be honest, we're probably one of the only independent children companies in this country. So we actually do everything ourselves. So even though we're supported by Live Nation, our team is maybe 6 to 7 people and we actually are the crew and the cast. So our team is tiny but mighty and we actually travel our whole show in suitcases, and hence why I love snacks and suitcases. But we are known at the airports of Australia now. We are traveling currently with 45 suitcases and we have created our show so that it can be packed in a suitcase and not in a truck so that we can fly to any destination in Australia and perform straight away.
Oh my goodness. So you must be an expert packer then. You must have some pretty good packing hacks.
You would be surprised. My sister will be incredibly disappointed because she is the ultimate packer. She's amazing and she actually has sorted all of our suitcases and she has tape, coloured tape on every suitcase that tells us whether it's merch and it goes to the front door or whether it's the stage case. And inside the case, everything that goes inside is labelled on the top of the suitcase. And that is all Hayley. So I actually learned from my sister and she is the ultimate traveller.
Yeah, that's brilliant. So that's colour coding your luggage.
Inside
as well.
Oh, yeah. And she has everything sorted because when we tour with different dancers or different people, or even when you arrive at a stage crew and they don't know you, you say, okay, green goes to the stage, pink goes to the front door. And then it's so much easier to load in.
I'm going to start using this for my luggage. It's not as glamorous as there's no stage costumes.
There's nothing glamorous about the stage.
Oh, okay. Wow, 45 pieces of luggage. I do relate a little bit because when you travel in television, you have to take a lot of luggage, like all the camera equipment. And then I was telling someone the other day that when I travel for work, my makeup is the heaviest part of my luggage.
Oh, yes. Hayley, my sister, would agree. And when we travelled for Amazing Race, her bag was mostly makeup and products. And that was the heaviest part of her luggage. And with Amazing Race, you have to carry it on your back the whole day. So it was actually her fault that she brought so much makeup.
That's what weighed you down. Wow. Really? I'm surprised you actually took that much makeup when you're running around these. You were in really hot countries too, weren't you?
Very hot. We travelled for the Amazing Race in 2024, I think it was. And we were in a lot of Asian countries. We ended up being in India when there was a heat wave, and India notoriously is very tricky and challenging in terms of its heat. But unfortunately, a lot of people were very sick, not just in our team, but in the country because it was so hot. And so to do the race there was incredibly difficult at the start. We got used to it by the end and it wasn't as hot towards the end of the 5 weeks of filming, but at the start it was hot.
What was that experience like? I watched every episode. My daughter loved watching you.
Did you?
And what I remember the most is you always had a hat on. You were always, covered up for sun protection because you've got that gorgeous, beautiful skin you've got to look after. And I think we spoke about this last time we met.
We did. The hat. I had the hat on last time.
Yep, you did. You had
I had the hat when I met you.
You did.
I did have it. I did have the hat. So the hat, yes, I have very pale skin, and when we were traveling for Amazing Race, it actually helped my body temperature regulate a bit more having the hat. However, the first day of the Amazing Race, when you watch it back, I didn't know that we were going to be outside for the whole day, and I didn't have the hat because I thought I don't want to have it annoying me. So when we were standing outside, it was hours filming up. I was like, I am going to be burnt to a crisp. But I'm glad that I got to pick up the hat on the second day onwards.
So the crew doesn't come over and hold an umbrella for you or anything? There's none of that behind the scenes?
You're racing. No, you are in full race mode. And in comparison to other shows, The Amazing Race is one of those incredible shows where it really is true to itself. And you do race for hours on end, and you don't have an experience like it on any other show. And I think the most incredible part of it is that you do genuinely, you don't think about anything outside you racing. You don't even think about the cameras or the crew or any, and they try to make themselves inconspicuous as well. So you feel like you are in the middle of the streets, wherever you are, whether that's in Penang or Agra, and you just so tunnel vision, which is a bad way to be on the race because you need to look outside and actually see what those clues are. And that was, that tends to trip people up. But you are so focused on racing. It's real.
There's a lot of people out there, think these shows are just faked for television.
Yeah, and that's fair. And, a lot of them are. And, I guess in a very fortunate way, I've had the chance to be on shows that are really authentic and true to themselves, where you as a cast member, I guess, we were competitive, and you had to be, otherwise you wouldn't survive the day on The Amazing Race. And it really was endless hours racing.
So when they say, you've got to get from one place to the other and you can catch a taxi or you can do blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
You really are going up to taxis by yourself or random people and asking for help.
Yeah.
It's not set up.
Yeah. So you get given an allocation, like a travel allowance for that day. And sometimes, as part of the challenge, you have to either get from A to B and save money because you might need that money later, but they don't tell you. So you're constantly trying to negotiate your way through the day, depending on whether you think you might need that money for the next day. Sometimes they're like, surprise, that money that we gave you yesterday was actually for 3 days. So, things can change and you can't really take anything for granted.
Oh, mind games.
Yeah, it's all that.
Which was your favourite country out of that whole trip?
Oh, I love India, but I think I have a soft spot. I danced in India when I left school, and so I really hadn't been back to the country since, and I don't know why, but I think it's the music and the dance culture that just feels like so much joy. And we were so lucky to have a Bollywood dance challenge in our series, and I was waiting. I was like, please don't let us leave this country until we get to do some dancing. And luckily for Hayley and I, we got that.
I bet they put that in for you guys.
I hope they did. I so hope they did.
I just love the colour of India, the spices, the smell. I haven't been, but I imagine that's what
you
it's
haven't
like.
been?
I would love
Sally,
to go, Emma.
Pack your suitcase and we will go there. It's a beautiful country.
Actually, I've got an episode coming up with a friend who lives there with her 2 sons. So she's Australian, but she teaches there. So she'll be telling me all about it.
Yeah, well, she will have much more knowledge than me, and I've only had small pockets there, but you'll have to go.
Well, you've been to so many countries from, way back in your Wiggle days. You travelled a lot internationally back then, didn't you?
We did a lot of travel to Canada specifically, and the Wiggles were really well loved there because it was on a channel that was similar to the ABC. So when the broadcast is, very, very mainstream, you become part of people's households. So Australia and Canada were really, really strong in terms of Wiggles traction. We did a little bit of touring in the UK. Of course, we did America as well, but actually our broadcast wasn't as big there. And then a little bit in New Zealand. And we did go to Dubai. So we did a little bit of hopping over into Asian countries, a bit of Singapore, Hong Kong. But yeah, it was fleeting, mostly Australia and Canada.
And when you travel with the Wiggles, is it kind of like all penthouses and limousines, first class travel?
No. I was telling someone the other day on the Emma Memma tour, they're like, what was it like on the America tour? So when we would travel in America, specifically with the Wiggles, we would travel some years we actually just traveled by car and we were in hotels more so than being on a bus.
A big red car?
Actually, no.
Just had to get that in there. I'm sorry, that's a dad joke.
That's fine.
That is a dad joke.
I will take it.
I'm sorry.
I will take it. I will take it.
Okay, sorry. Back to the America road trip.
It was my very first year with the Wiggles. I wasn't a Wiggle. I was a dancer. And they're like, we're going on a tour bus. And I was like, tour bus? Is this a Spice Girls bus? Does it have a swing?
Oh, awesome.
Does it have a play area? but it's a bunked bus. So there are 3 sections. There's a sitting area at the front, and it's like a mini kitchen, so you can make toast with peanut butter and whatever treats you like. Then there's 12 bunk beds, and then there's a back sitting area with a TV. And so we wouldn't ever really have 12 people on the bus because that does get quite packed, but we would probably have between 8 to 9 to 10 people, and so you would be sleeping on the bunks. But what was weird is the first year that I got on it, I was like, how do I tell them that I'm motion sickness?
I'm like that too, Emma.
I know.
I get really bad motion sickness.
The only way to get rid of that is to go on a tour bus because you've got no choice but to survive. So the first week I sat with the driver and I never slept.
Yeah.
I was in the front like this. I'm never going to be able to even walk. But then doing tours every year, then it just got so easy and your body gets so used to it that I ended up loving my bunk. And you can kind of pull a little curtain across and you feel like you're on, I know you're on a bus, but it feels like you're on a train, going from one country to the next. So you would watch movies and read books and hang out with each other. It was just great. And the tour bus is a great vibe. But yes, of course, after 6 weeks, you're ready to go home.
But that sounds so fun. Imagine kids on a bus like that.
It was fun.
It's like a big camper van.
No.
Oh, no.
I think for a certain amount of time, yes. And when my parents took my sister and I on an RV trip, that was so fun as a kid. But I think for my parents, it was probably much more tricky.
We did one of those too in America. And I loved it. I was a teenager though.
I
was
loved
like
it.
14, I think.
Oh, that's a good age.
But I thought it was so fun. Yeah. I think we did 2 weeks in the camper and then 2 weeks in hotels, like the Disneyland stuff. Yeah. And I loved that. Yeah.
Great times.
Camper van holidays.
Yeah.
Have you been on a camper van holiday like for yourself with your husband?
Well, interestingly, in our last year of the Wiggles, we bought a van, a motorhome. So it has, did you see it?
I recall this. Maybe you mentioned it to me because does your husband have really bad allergies?
Yes.
And yes, okay. I find this really intriguing.
Okay. So we bought a motorhome because he was struggling in a way like an autoimmune disease kind of reaction. So he had a terrible reaction to mold. And so we had this motorhome which we would take on the tour and he would stay in that and not in the hotel because it wouldn't set off his allergies at all. And then we essentially have had that motorhome since. And now it's become the Emma Memma courier vehicle. And so we actually take our whole show in that van. So we have toured with that van for the last 7 years now.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, fantastic. Is it all peach coloured?
No.
Emma Memma on the side. Oh, I won't look out for it then.
No. And surprisingly, you do want to be able to promote as you drive. But when we were on the Dorothy the Dinosaur show with the Wiggles, the Dorothy van was painted green with, yellow spots, of course, and it would get vandalized because people knew that it was our van. So it is tricky. It is a fun idea, but yes, in terms of people's safety, sometimes it's not that helpful.
Yeah, and it's probably hard enough for you already to travel incognito. I mean, with your gorgeous red hair, you would be spotted a mile away, I reckon. You'll have to put a wig on and go in disguise or something.
I've tried that once. It didn't work. And the person at the restaurant instantly recognized me and I was like, wow, that's so quick. But, I think to be honest, being able to meet people when you're on tour is actually the best thing. And you do hear beautiful stories and it's where you receive the most amount of feedback. When we're touring with Emma Memma, being able to travel to the country town prior to going on the tour or even the day before, you learn what's happening on the tour. You learn what's happening in the town, why ticket sales have been really good or what other activities are on. And so it gives you a really good insight in terms of the town and that actually improves your mapping out of the tour for the following year. And I truly believe that's why our tour has grown so much in such a short amount of time.
I guess you don't get to see much of the places you visit. You're in Adelaide now. Have you seen much of Adelaide?
Not this time round, and it's challenging because we have friends and family in almost every town that we visit to now. And this time in Adelaide was tricky because we have so many friends here that have been to see us on the tour, or I had this beautiful opportunity to film a show for ABC called Teenage Boss in Adelaide, and I filmed for 3.5 months here and met so many people, and this time I'm like, I can't catch up, I'm so sorry. And so that's disappointing because you do want to see everybody, but it does make you grateful for the time that you do spend in places that are, not your home.
I'll be in Adelaide in a couple of weeks, actually. Yeah. We're going to McLaren Vale.
Oh, McLaren Vale is beautiful. I mean, Adelaide is one of the most underrated places. I mean, everyone in Adelaide knows it's amazing. But when you don't live in Adelaide, people that may not have visited here don't know how beautiful it is here.
Yeah, stunning. And lots of good snacks there.
So many snacks. So many snacks.
Now, you yourself live in a stunning part of New South Wales, the Southern Highlands area, which is where you showed me around your hometown.
I know.
How are those goats doing? I've got to ask, you had 2 pet goats?
And I think I was trying to think when you came last time, but unfortunately one of my goats has passed away.
No.
I know. But it got bitten by a snake.
Oh,
we were on the
gosh.
tour at the time, so you can't really do anything about that.
Oh,
but we do have one
no.
goat left, but it lives with the herd.
Okay.
So it's always had its friends. It's been on my friend's property ever since we've been down in the Southern Highlands because we didn't have a fence when we moved. But the goat is very happy. We had Strawberry and Cream, and Strawberry passed away, so we've still got Cream.
That's right. I was trying to remember. Peaches and Cream is what I was thinking, but Strawberries and
Peaches
Cream.
was the mum. Peaches was the mum. She's
Okay.
no longer with us either. Sorry
a sad moment.
Sorry for the sad. No, it's really beautiful. Cream is still there. He's part of the family. Everything's good.
It is a beautiful place for goats to live out their long lives or short lives. But a lot of people go there when they want a little break. Where do you like to go when you want to switch
Home.
off? Home. I was going to say you probably just want to be
It'd be
there.
lovely to be home for just a little bit more than we are, currently this year. But it's amazing to think that we've gone from touring 10 months of the year with the Wiggles every year to doing no touring through the pandemic, and then now to touring probably about 4 to 5 months of the year in such a short space with Emma Memma. But
gosh.
it's certainly not meant to be the goal. We actually assumed that we would be diversifying our time with different projects, and we still do. But it is incredible to be back on the road, and also it's something that we love to do. It's hard to explain, but when you are on the road, it's certainly not glamorous, but it's a way of life that really suits us. And also we love to meet people and perform for families around the country. And it's something that I think we do really well.
You've been doing it for so long. Your whole career has been traveling, touring, performing, right?
Yeah.
You probably don't know anything else. Sorry, that
No,
sounded
and
really
it's
rude. You
lovely
don't
to
know
have-
anything else.
I
you don't know any different.
I don't know any different. And it's when you see new performers join the Emma Memma show, and we have the most beautiful team of performers, and our core group really has been with us for probably 2 to 3 years now, which is a long time in Emma Memma land. But we actually have some new performers that have joined us more recently, and they're fairly young, enthusiastic, talented performers that have never travelled. They've never seen Australia. They don't know anything about the country. They've never done touring. And to have them on the road as part of the team, it is a breath of fresh air because they're like, oh, so what do you mean we're doing this and we're travelling now and we're performing and now we're travelling again? And it is lovely to see them, experience the tour for the first time. And so you do forget how old you are when young ones come on the tour. But it is lovely to have that mix of experience on the tour. And it's amazing.
Oh, such a great gig for them.
And, I feel really blessed, I guess, to be in a position to be able to have these amazing performers with us and to give people the opportunity to also see the country.
I reckon you'd be a pretty good boss, Emma.
Well, it's a busy time.
She cracks the whip.
Oh, I mean, we have to run a tight ship, and because we are independent, there's no room for error. We have to be so organized, and even if it's flippant or spontaneous, it's a good challenge for everybody. Or things happen, people miss their flights, or the bags don't make it, or someone's sick.
Has that happened yet?
Yeah. That happens standard, at least 3 times in the year. But this year we planned the tour differently so that we allowed ourselves more time to travel from Tasmania and then back to the mainland, which I know sounds strange, but you do have to think about that when you travel to Tassie. It's certainly, 99% of the time it's fine, but that 2% has happened to us, more than 2%. And we have lost all of our bags coming back to the mainland. And you can't afford that risk when you're on the tour performing for thousands of children.
And do you blame Hayley for that?
No, you can never blame Hayley, because Hayley's always like, I told you, you should have done this. Yeah.
Oh, you guys have the best relationship, don't you?
She's so on the ball, it's not funny.
Now, for anyone who hasn't seen Emma Memma yet,
yes,
how would you describe her?
Well, I guess Emma Memma is an extension of my personality, and it really is the sparkly preschool version of myself, which is probably not too far from me anyway. But Emma Memma is mostly a live performing musical show for children and families, and it integrates dance and sign language for the audience to understand music in a visual sense. It's meant to be a fun musical show for everyone.
Yes, and it is.
And deep down, it actually is linguistically rich with sign language parameters and grammatical structures that are from a visual language sense, so that when you do come to the Emma Memma show, and of course for most people that just looks like a regular children's show, but all of our choreography is derived from the sign language for that particular song. So everything that you see is actually the sign first, and then the choreography stems from the sign language, so that everyone learns, whether they know it or not, the sign language for that particular word or theme or concept. So, for example, we have a song called Watermelon Please, and we show everyone the sign for watermelon, which is swinging your hands underneath your chin like you're eating a slice of watermelon, and then the sign for please. And so then all the dance moves come from that sign.
I remember a couple of words that you taught me. I think, okay,
Do
let me
you?
see. Is thank you, touch your chin, tap your chin?
And take it out. So
just tap and
you.
open.
That's it.
And then beautiful, you run your hand along your face.
Wow,
Oh, no, I'm
she
doing it wrong.
has remembered. No, that's pretty good. Yes, you take your hand across your chin and then you make a thumbs up, essentially. Beautiful.
My daughter remembers that because I taught her that when I
Does
came
she?
home from meeting you. Yes, so she remembers those two things better than I do. It's a bit hard to explain on an audio podcast, but I will put these on Instagram.
It is tricky. It is tricky, but, children, they do tend to gravitate towards sign language because they want to learn something new and something fun, and learning sign language is a really fun activity.
Where did your love for sign language come from?
At school, at primary school, my best friend in my class, she had 2 deaf brothers, and so they were attending a deaf school. So we would drop her home so that her mum could pick up the boys, and then we would all meet together and then hang out. And so my exposure to sign language was fairly early. I was pretty young. I was probably about 8 or 9 years old, and it felt pretty organic to me. I didn't really think anything of it. I just knew that I had to use my face and my body to express myself. I gradually ended up meeting other deaf members of the community, and that's what made me frustrated, was that I couldn't express myself to the ability that I could use English. And I think that frustration is probably one of the key catalysts for people to learn sign, because you get to a point where you know a basic level and then you're like, how do I say this? And I still have that struggle today.
You're signing Auslan.
Yes.
So when you're performing overseas, like in Canada, are they doing the same sign language?
No. And so the thesis and Emma Memma policy or principles, I guess, is rooted in Auslan, absolutely. And I think our songs have come around because of those signs. But there are so many songs that we create for Emma Memma that have more universal visual language, and that tends to be more of our goal. And as we grow with Emma Memma, we actually do signs that are more universal, like the sign for Emma Memma, which is butterfly, and butterfly, that sign is used with most sign languages around the world.
Tell me more about your co-performer, Elvin, who is profoundly deaf and integral to your shows.
Elvin actually is the child point of contact in the show. And so when he signs, it's very expressive. I mean, of course, it's expressive with the interpreter as well, but it's a different way of expressing the show. It is artistic, it's creative, it's fun, it's engaging. And that actually is not just for the deaf child, that's for all children. But you see so many deaf children visit the show and instantly connect with Elvin, and there is a very special connection between deaf people, and for a deaf child to see Elvin because of the way that he uses his face and his body, it's not like us. It's not. There's a different connection, and it's amazing to watch.
This is the doctorate being played out on the stage, isn't it? The PhD.
I wish I could talk about this more, but it's it's the true beauty of our show, which is this underlying texture, and we don't get to do that in the live show because everyone's like, "Quick, let's dance." So
Emma shares something really special here, and I do not want you to miss out. So I've actually pulled together a bonus episode for Thursday where Emma goes deeper into how she weaves her sign language into her Emma Memma shows, and also how it works across different countries and what it means for the deaf community learning and experiencing music through sign language. It's really beautiful. But now let's get back into the chat and find out what really lights kids up at the Emma Memma show. Is there a moment in the show where kids, no matter where you are all around the world, light up a bit that gets them so excited and they get their squeals on?
That's a good question. That happens all throughout the show. It's like we have like peaks, and it's usually when our friends, our characters come out. So Waffles the Wombat is this huge like suit character, and a lot of people think it's robotic, but it's actually Hayley.
Hayley does everything. Hayley is the unsung hero here.
She does everything. This is why I say to her, Frozen, the movie, everyone, it's about Elsa, but actually the movie's about Anna, and Anna really is the queen, and that is Hayley. She is the absolute unsung hero to Emma Memma. She's Waffles the Wombat, and the reason why she can do that suit is because she's so strong, whereas not all of our performers would be able to do that suit because it really requires a lot of strength. So Waffles the Wombat gets a highlight. The crocodile, we have a big inflatable crocodile, and Hayley takes it out to the audience again. Key. We have a teddy bear in the show that got a lot of excitement yesterday because we have partnered with Care Bears. So we actually have a Care Bear come out, and that, because it's a bright pink bear, everyone went crazy. And my father-in-law was in the audience yesterday, and he's not inclined really to say that much about the show. He just he thinks the world of us. But yesterday he's like, I've never seen a pink bear dancing. And I was like, well, I think that's gone down well. He loved the Care Bear. He loved it. Wow. He didn't know what a Care Bear was, but now he does.
That is so funny. So he's seen crocodiles and wombats dance.
Love the crocodile. Yeah. He was very taken with the Care Bear. Yeah.
Do you know what's funny? My sister just sent me a photo with the giant pink Care Bear in Singapore.
Oh, there you go.
So I wonder, is something happening there? Yeah, in her
well,
hotel.
Care Bears, they're essentially taking over the world because they're celebrating an anniversary. So they are, looking for ways to collaborate to, share the Care Bear joy and love with everyone. And so we've been really lucky we've only just started working with them, but it is lovely to have a song. They knew about our song on the album Teddy Bear Picnic, which of course is not our song, but it's a well-loved song. And so we actually have Care Bear join us for Teddy Bear Picnic in the Emma Memma show currently at the Jungle Picnic.
If you're going to the Emma Memma show.
If you're going, you will see a Care Bear, most likely.
Remind me, Emma Memma, where did that come from? The name?
Well, A lot of people would call me Memma as a nickname, but not really because of that. It was mostly because a lot of children, when I was with the Wiggles, they would come towards me, for a meet and greet or at the show, and they would say like em, because they were trying to say Emma, or it was a mixture between mama, so like em. And I actually think people are like, oh, why did people really gravitate towards Emma Wiggle? And I was like, I think because I just came across as a mum type of figure in that group at the time, because I was the only girl,
Only female, first female, trailblazer, and also you just glow, Emma. You honestly do. And in real life, you can feel your love for people and compassion and joy. You're like this in real life all the time. Children are the ones who can feel it the most, and they are very good judges of character.
I have had the pleasure. I've had so many beautiful interactions with families and children, and it does surprise me for myself, how did I do, why have I ended up here? I didn't think that I would do this at all. I really was like, I'm going to be in a ballet company. I am a ballerina. I'm not going to do anything else. And then I had a terrible injury. And then it just sliding doors, all these things have happened, and I've landed here after teaching dance for many years. And it has been the place that I needed to be. I just didn't know it back then.
That injury was a massive blessing in disguise.
Huge. Yeah, it's changed my life. Yeah.
Now, speaking of children, you've got two nephews.
I do.
You've seen kids all over the world in all kinds of environments. From your perspective, what seems to light children up, no matter where you are, no matter what country, what state, what concert you're doing, performing? What lights them up?
I guess dance is a huge part of that. Something that's funny, and when they can move their bodies, music is a big part of that too. I mean, my nephews we call it, boy stuff. They just want to like tussle and, be active and run around and bash into each other. And, they love, sport and dance, particularly now. But dance and music.
How old
7
are they?
and 5. So
7 and 5, and they love dancing. That's
well,
so
the
good.
younger one now is obsessed with dancing, and he came to see the Emma Memma show the other day at Australia Zoo, and I'm not seeing him connect like that with the show before because, he hasn't been that into dance. But of course, because we had crocodiles and dinosaurs and dance, and now he's embedded. But I think dance and music, as we know, has connected communities and traditions for, thousands and thousands of years. So it's a universal experience of sharing story and connecting people, and there's, you can't deny that.
Yeah, well, parents, we run out of ideas on how to entertain our
You're
kids.
being a parent.
So if you've got any golden nuggets of information as one of the biggest children's entertainers in the world,
I'm just here to help you.
Please share, Emma,
I'm just here to help you. And I take my hat off to all parents. I don't know how parents do it. And, meeting our friends yesterday at the show who are parents, and, they've come to see the Emma Memma show for many years. They have, I think, their girl's 9, they have a little boy who's about 4, and they've just had twins. You just look at me like, I don't know how you do it. Parents, you're juggling that, level of attention and excitement on a daily level. It's very different to us. We, as children's entertainers, we're here to support parents and educators. And I think it's our number one responsibility to help you with anything, but I'm not the expert. Whatever I can do to help. I think
this is the advice. If you're on a road trip, turn on Emma Memma in the car.
We will try to bring you more content.
If you're on a long flight, Emma Memma.
Yeah, we're definitely trying our best. And I think that's the reason why parents have really connected with Bluey, because Bluey has been created, with that parent support in mind. Joe has children of his own, the creator of Bluey, and, he went through all those experiences of being a father himself. And so that's why it's so relatable. And that's the key to its love and success across the world.
Have you just done a collaboration with Bluey
Yeah.
as well?
Again,
Wow.
Hayley and I, we were super lucky to film with Bluey and Bingo last year, and it just was released as a dance video this year called Onesies to one of the beautiful pieces of music from Joff Bush, who's a great friend of ours and is a genius. But we had a ball together, and it's lovely to be able to film with them again. Yeah.
I also saw you did a collab with Sesame Street.
Yes.
Which is, my
Same.
vintage.
Same.
That's the ultimate, especially if you work in kids' television, which is what I did a few moons ago.
We're still young.
Can you tell me how to get there to Sesame Street?
I'm still waiting to get on the street. We filmed with, Elmo, Big Bird, and Grover for Hokey Pokey, and they joined us to do the Hokey Pokey song. A fun fact, if you look at the video, I had a broken foot. I didn't have an option because we had a window to film with Sesame Street, and I thought that my foot would be better, and it wasn't. So doing the Hokey Pokey, 1 foot in, 1 foot out, very useful for that kind of song. So actually, it's not really a problem. It's just that every time I turn around, I'm hopping on one foot. But actually, my foot was still broken at the time. But you can still do the Hokey Pokey on a hopping foot. And what a great song it is.
Yeah, you could have just altered a little.
It is. When you see me turn around, and it's only a shot here up, I'm actually on a wheelie chair, just spinning around.
You?
Yeah.
The magic of
I
television.
couldn't stand up, but it was so fun to be able to film with them. And yeah, as you mentioned, it's iconic to be able to collaborate with a brand like Sesame Street that has been around for so long, but really care for children and families and bringing content. I mean, it's amazing that they've been going for so long. What an incredible organisation.
So that was
actually
in New York.
I filmed in Sydney, but I have been to visit them many times, and they did film in New York, and we connected our shots together. But I'm hoping to visit them again soon. And at the end of this month, we are actually being very kindly hosted by Sesame Place in Philadelphia for our first US performances as Emma Memma. So we'll be at Sesame Place, which is not Sesame Street, but it is Sesame Street's theme park. So we'll be there.
I had no idea.
I know.
Theme park.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Well, please report back. That's
we
awesome.
should catch up again after the Suitcases.
Yes,
we go over there.
Yes, see if they make it. Now it's time for a new segment called Kids Corner. It's where the mini travellers get to ask the questions. Some big, some small, and some a little bit quirky.
Hi, my name is Piper, and I'd love to know, what was your favourite holiday as a child?
It's such a good question, Piper. Thank you. I'm trying to think of all of the camping trips that I went on with my family, but we used to go to a place called Jugiong, which is in regional New South Wales, because my dad loved this thing called Motorcana, which was like cross country for cars. So we would...
Oh, I have heard about this, yeah.
Yes, we would go and camp and then watch the car racing in the dirt. And they would do cross-country, car navigating racing. And then when I was old enough, I got to do it myself. And so I actually learnt to drive before I had my license with a Motorcana license. And we would do car racing in the middle of the country. And they were certainly fun. Those holidays were fun.
What? So Dr. Emma Watkins is also a cross-country rally car driver. Is that what you call it?
Yes, I used to do precision driving, but I don't do it anymore.
Precision driver?
Yeah, but I don't do it.
No way, like at the Easter show?
Yeah, so we would go to Eastern Creek Raceway and race on the skid pan and do handbrake turns and, slalom and all the great fun things that I did as a teenager. But I don't do that now. But I have had the pleasure of driving with Top Gear once, and I would. Unfortunately, yeah, you're like, oh, this is really fun, but I can't. I don't have time for that. Yeah. But I love it. It's good fun.
Oh my goodness, is there anything you can't do, Emma?
I can't play sport. I can't.
Oh, there you go.
I can't even really cook that well either. It's really bad. Yeah. I can make scrambled eggs. Mm.
Okay, here's another one.
Hi, my name is Ruben. Have you been on the roller coaster? And what's your favourite animal?
Ruben.
So cute. I think he's saying, what's your favourite animal?
Okay, what's your favourite animal? Now, Ruben, 2 brilliant questions. I actually was pretty scared of roller coasters growing up. And actually, the first time that I really went on a roller coaster was at Disneyland. And I've only really been on roller coasters in the last year or 2 with my sister, who made me go on the roller coasters at Disney.
Which one at Disney?
Yeah, we went on Guardians of the Galaxy, which is a pretty scary roller coaster in Florida. But to be honest, it's my favorite ride now. But I can't do any of the roller coasters that go upside down or anything like that. But Guardians of the Galaxy is a very amazing structure, and you're in space, and it has great music. And I think because of the music element, it felt more fun, and I was okay to get over my fear of roller coasters. So I did try that. But my favorite animal, it's a tricky question, Ruben, because I love all animals. It would have to be a goat, but also I like wombats. So if there can be an equal first, I'll go for those 2.
Speaking of the roller coasters, if you get motion sickness, that could probably contribute to your.
Which is why I've never been on it. Yeah, and I'm usually the bag holder. Like I'll be like, I'll stay with the bags. You got Hayley is absolute no fear. She's happy to go on every ride. I can't do these things that go up and down. No, that's not happening. But a roller coaster, I've become more friends with now.
I'm okay with roller coasters with the sickness, but anything that goes round and round. So the swingy chairs.
No, not happening.
No,
not happening.
No, definitely
it's not happening. It's not happening.
Okay, here's the lucky last question from Layla.
Hi, Emma Memma. My name is Layla. Do you have a fairy garden?
There's a little bit more.
Do you like camping?
More camping questions.
Layla, you've asked the right question. I had a fairy garden growing up, and fairies were definitely in my front garden. I used to watch the movie Fairy Tale a lot, and would read a lot of Shirley Barber fairy books. But I have been camping many, many times, and with my family and, with Ollie, my husband, and we have the best time. Camping is such a great way to see the outdoors. You'll have to tell me about your favourite camping experience, because I'm always looking for a new camping spot.
Great. Oh, Emma, I am not a camper. Look, as a kid, lots and lots of camping.
Lots
as a kid,
of
like proper camping.
Yeah.
Out in the bush, no toilets, that sort of thing. But I think that's why now I like a little bit of luxury if I can get it.
I mean, glamping, I'm in.
Sure.
I'm in.
Sure.
And I don't go camping often. I would say not regularly anymore with touring, but touring feels like camping sometimes.
Actually, I didn't get a chance to ask you, because you do like to go home when you have a break, but is there somewhere, what's been your favourite big holiday that you've ever had?
I really would like to go to Tasmania properly, to Freycinet, and actually be there and do the hikes and be in the water and go swimming. And I love Tasmania, and I've only really had one holiday there. It was very short, and it was so beautiful. And last week we were there for our tour, and it just makes you upset when you go because you want to stay there for a lot longer. But Tasmania is, again, it's a beautiful, beautiful place. Even going up, to Uluru, I've only been there once, and I went to see Catatuta, and I wish I could go there again.
Oh, Tasmania, I've got a great idea.
Really?
You get the Emma Memma courier van, you get on the Spirit of Tasmania.
On the Spirit?
Yeah, take the ship.
I've been on the Spirit.
Yes, and then do a road trip. It'd be spectacular. It is a good place for a camper van tour.
I want to go. Yeah, I want to go there properly. We did Hobart, Launceston and Burnie last week.
Yep.
But we really need to go there for more time.
Yeah, the West Coast is very wild and rugged. My sister got married in Stanley, which is kind of northwest.
beautiful.
Yeah,
yes.
very windy, but Just
very windy.
picturesque. Yes, yes.
So Tassie, let's go to Tassie because we should.
Yeah. Good one. Good choice. Okay, now I've got my final 5 questions, which are really quick. You just have to rattle them off.
Oh,
are you
gosh.
ready?
I'm ready.
All right, Emma, which do you prefer, window or aisle seat?
Window.
You never leave home without
Chocolate. Am I allowed to say that? Chocolate.
Yes.
You need backup
I'm glad.
chocolate. Mm-hmm.
Are you a beach, city, or snow vacation kind of girl?
I would say beach, which would make everyone in my family laugh because I don't go to the beach much. But I think out of all of those, I would have to go to the beach. I would mostly go to a forest. I'd like a tree holiday, but we'll go with beach.
Maybe I should change that question in the future. I forget people might not like any of those places. Dream destination to tour Emma Memma?
Tasmania.
Of course. And finally, what snacks do you pack in your suitcase?
Chocolate, always. At the moment, it's chocolate sultanas, always a good snack. But I
haven't had those in ages.
And it is going to be a laugh, and anyone who's on my tour knows, but I've always got a carrot in my bag. And Hayley, the packing
Very
expert.
appropriate.
Yeah, and my friend Izzy, who's in the Navy, so she performs with us and she's in the Navy. They're both into packing cells and making sure everything's in a lunchbox. But I just throw the carrot in and I eat a carrot as I do my load in pretty much every day, and I always have a carrot. But carrot's a perfect snack.
So you don't peel it?
Absolutely not.
Do you peel it?
No. I mean, I peel it at home.
Okay, so you peel it and throw it in.
I peel it. No,
Wrap it
as
up,
in
though.
like when I'm on the tour, I buy the carrot and I eat it. Like I am just eating an organic carrot pretty much every day.
Well, that's excellent for you. It's very healthy. I always take carrots for my daughter because that's her favourite healthy snack. But all the fibre is in the skin, right?
The skin.
That's where the nutrients.
Look, I wasn't thinking about it in terms of, some things like legumes have lectins on the skin because I know Ollie's allergic to it. But I'll eat a carrot and it's a perfect snack, and then I feel like I'm ready to roll.
That's very on brand for you.
Very on brand. An orange carrot. I've got one in my bag. It would be very horrible for me to show you because it's half eaten, so I won't show you. But the carrot is in the bag.
Oh, yeah. I can just imagine you like whipping it out, having a bite, and then your goat's there, and you give your goat a little nibble.
Well, that would make sense, but my goats don't even like carrots. They're all into the land. Like they want to know what the grass is, the hay. Like they're not interested in the carrot.
Yeah, that's probably better for them, right?
I've tried. Yeah, it is better. Yeah.
Emma, thank you so much for joining me on Snacks and Suitcases. It has been a pleasure talking to you. I know you're short on time, so I really, really appreciate it. But if we want to see the Emma Memma show, we want to see you in concert. How do we find you? How do we get tickets?
Yes, you can go to livenation.com.au or you can visit emmamemma.com. But if you search Emma Memma tour, it'll come up. And we are going to 40 cities in Australia and probably more this year.
Wow.
So stay tuned.
And after that, you deserve a holiday.
With some chocolate. Thank you, Sally.
I really love that conversation with Emma. She's funny, intelligent, and incredibly talented. And to think she started out as a ballerina and a precision car driver who spent her childhood holidays at Motokana. If it wasn't for that injury, we'd never have had Emma Memma. Although, I don't know, I just feel like she's the sort of person who would have made it happen anyway. And you could really feel that from the conversation, watching her bring her work and her doctorate to life on stage for children all around the world is genuinely heartwarming, and the way she bridges the deaf community with mainstream entertainment is something really special. Speaking of, there is more of Emma coming up on Thursday in a bonus episode where she dives deeper into her performances and how she connects with the deaf community. It's a really fascinating conversation, especially if you have friends or family who are part of that community. She talks about her mentor, she talks about Elvenmore, and also Dylan Alcott's festival Ability Fest, where they wear haptic vests which can stimulate vibrations through the skin, I believe. Anyway, it's seriously worth a listen, and that's dropping Thursday with Dr. Emma Watkins. If you enjoyed this episode, I'd love you to leave a review, and if you've got questions for upcoming guests, whether it's pilots, cabin crew, tips for India, Japan or Bali, these are just a few of my upcoming episodes, or just general tips for travelling with kids, send them on through. You can email me at snacksandsuitcasespodcast@gmail.com or find me on Instagram at snacksandsuitcasespodcast. Next week, I'm going into the wild. But until then, happy travels.
And don't forget the snacks.